Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are gonna see, what if Naruto returns cold after the training trip, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. So let's get into the video. Naruto had always been cold. It hadn't earned him any friends, but at least it kept people from breaking his heart. Betrayal and cruelty were what they did after all. How he cursed his fate. Oh, he once tried to change them and proclaimed himself future Hokage, but that was a joke. He knew they would never accept him. So, he trained. Trained for the day they betrayed him for the last time, when he would either strike back or leave forever. Now the Hokage had issued him a mission. After they passed him over for promotion, he was angry, but nothing pissed him off more than a traitor in any form. His mission. Work with the current generation to retrieve Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto would do this, but that didn't mean he would be happy. No, he would remain cold. Perhaps you should stop holding back, Naruto. Bring back the brat and they will be happy, I don't doubt. Maybe happy enough to stop hating you. Naruto shakes his head. I will bring him back to Lord Jubi. But I doubt they will be happy either way. Unless he comes back peacefully, they will no doubt blame me for the slightest scratch on their precious traitor. Well, I don't claim to know humans, Naruto. Only what would make sense. Their hatred for you is not rational, but it is understandable. You are my only contact with a human on reasonable terms in over 1,000 years, and you sometimes confuse me. If I was prideful like most people, I would take pride in those words, but best not to apply what you know of me to other humans, Lord Jubi. With or without you, I am different than most. Most would say I am detached from humanity or that I am psychotic, but no. I am healthy in all aspects. I feel just the same as anybody else. I just choose not to act on those feelings. I have been hurt too much to risk it. Jubi nods. I only hope you find peace, my friend. Nobody deserves to be alone. Least of all one like you. You say I should not project what I know of you onto them, but I don't just see the way you act or your mind, but your heart and soul as well. You are purer than you think. For that reason, and that alone, I remain sealed. You know I could break this seal if I chose, but no. Instead, when you are ready, I intend to make you my successor. All I ask is that you try not to let your heart be frozen. Find somebody to trust. Somebody to love. For without that, life is hardly worth living. Not even for me. At those words, Naruto's eyes widen and he almost stumbles. Shikamaru looks back at him. Something up, Naruto? Naruto returns to his cold state a moment later. No. Just distracted. Let's continue. Shikamaru nods and rushes ahead, but he knows something is on Naruto's mind. The new Chunin is a genius after all, and despite his cold attitude, Shikamaru has known Naruto a long time. Distraction is something he does, not something that happens to him. They didn't get far before they were caught in an earth dome. Damn. Caught in a trap. Neji activates his Byakugan and looks at the wall of the dome. It is draining our chakra. A voice outside the dome laughs. That's right, peons. As you get weaker, I get stronger. Your chakra will be mine. Shikamaru assumes a crouch with his hands in a circular hand seal. His thinking pose. Naruto glances at him. There is no need for Shikamaru. Everybody looks at Naruto like he's grown a second head. Shikamaru frowns. What do you mean? He wants our chakra, right? What if the chakra he gets doesn't agree with him? I'm sure Neji knows what I mean. Neji nods. You speak of that strange chakra you used in the exams. It felt wrong. I don't know what it is and I was told not to ask. Naruto nods. Personally, I no longer care if everybody knows what it is. The adults already do and hate me for it. The reason you all don't is so that you can form your own opinions of me, not clouded by that hatred and the reason for it. But I ask what good that is done when half the village's younger generation already hates me without knowing why. I ask you what purpose it serves when I no longer care if I gain your friendship, nor that I want it. I suppose it matters little at this point, as I won't say. Either way, just give me a minute to gather what I need to break us out of here. Neji and Shikamaru nod, already guessing the means, but the others frown in confusion. Naruto assumes a lotus position and closes his eyes to meditate. Lord Jubi. May I use your chakra, please? Naruto, you know you don't need to ask. Even if this seal wasn't designed to allow you to use it freely, I would allow it. I know, but I feel it would be wrong to do so without permission. Then you have it. And Naruto will call me Shinju in the future, for that is my true name. Outside the seal, Naruto smiles, causing all present to gasp. Naruto smiling is something they haven't seen in a long time. But, as quickly as it came, it was gone. Naruto's features return to their cold state before they all feel a rise in power. Naruto rises, and so does the pressure in the dome. He walks toward the wall and pushes the chakra into it. A scream is heard outside the dome before it collapses. Outside, they see the larger member of the Sound 4 bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. He's dead. We best hurry. This won't be the last of them. 30 minutes later. So, Fatso bit the dust, huh? Didn't even slow you down, and you don't have a scratch on you. Fucking knew he was weak, but didn't think he was that weak. Shikamaru and Choji step up. Leave her to us. You all continue on. Naruto looks at Shikamaru. Are you sure? This would go faster if we all rushed her. Shikamaru shakes his head. You did your part on the other one, but they are here to slow us down. Nothing more. Go. Naruto nods, and they rush ahead. You fucks think I will let you go? Choji expands his hand and slaps her in the head. Your fight is with us. Rest of the mission up until Naruto encounters Sasuke goes the same as canon, so I won't bother with that. You won't stop me, dope. I'm going to Orochimaru and he will give me the power I need. You seem to think I care about Uchiha. You are operating under the thinking we are friends, rivals, or that you have some sort of emotional bond to me. If I was Sakura, you would be right, but I don't care. All that matters is my mission. What is your mission? Naruto's body flickers to Sasuke and surprises him with a gut punch much stronger than he thought Naruto was capable of. He spits blood and falls to the water below. You are my mission, Uchiha. This is not a sparring match or a fight. This is me beating you unconscious and dragging you back to the village. Sasuke grits his teeth. No, I can't be stopped. I'm an Uchiha elite. I must avenge my clan. Sasuke activates his curse mark, but Naruto hits him again, knocking him into the feet of the statue of Madara Uchiha. And you would be free to do so when the man is considered a criminal missing nin with a bounty, but your thinking is wrong. Your whole reason for hunting him down is to restore your clan's honor and then to rebuild, but in leaving the village like you have, and worse to join a known criminal, you have become what you hate. Something I hate. A traitor. Sasuke chuckles, and his seal progresses to the second stage, turning him into a bat-like creature with hands for wings. So, you do feel something. Naruto tilts his head. I never claimed otherwise. I feel like anybody else. But I have felt the pain of betrayal too many times to allow anybody into my heart. So, I become cold. I choose not to care. I feel. I understand, and I move on. That is Naruto Uzumaki now. The mask is broken. It doesn't matter. Done. I will kill you and gain my brother's eyes. Naruto nods. Mangekyo. Gained by killing somebody you see as a brother or your closest friend. Tell me, does it work if I do not feel the same? Sasuke shrugs and smirks. Let's find out. Sasuke moves at high speed and creates a Chidori aimed at Naruto's heart. Naruto catches Sasuke by the wrist, surprising him. He breaks the wrist, then stomps his left leg, shattering the knee, before using his free hand to hit him in the diaphragm, knocking the wind out of him. Naruto finishes by breaking his jaw, knocking him off balance before a chop to the back of the neck knocks him out. Naruto looks over the body of his fallen teammate and feels nothing. For the first time he is completely without emotion. Noticing Kakashi arriving behind him, he looks at him. I wonder if this is how Danzo makes his root kill their emotions. I might be cold, but this is the first time I have felt nothing. Kakashi nods and checks Sasuke's pulse. It's part of it, yes, but not the whole thing. You might not feel anything right now, and there might be a good reason for that, but you still understand emotions and friendship, right? Still capable of it? Naruto nods. Not that I intend for it to happen, but yes, I understand and am capable of all that. I just don't want it. Kakashi nods and places a hand on his shoulder. And that is how you differ from a root agent. They are drones with no desires but to serve Danzo. No understanding of emotion but what they need for a mission. Naruto nods and picks up Sasuke before moving to go back the way they came. We best go notify the rest of the party of Sasuke's capture. 1 week later in the council chambers, you did what a rather fat man on the civilian council sneered. We went to the daimyo and voted to exile the demon. Tsunade is furious and one step from slaughtering the council. That's a treason. Anbu. And appears behind the man and snaps his neck before disappearing. The doors open admitting Naruto. The council has summoned me. Tsunade looks at Naruto with a tear in her eye. Before we get to that, I should notify you as to my decision on your teammate's fate. He is to be permanently sealed and medically neutered. Uchiha died with him. The civilian council shouts in outrage before Tsunade silences them with a bout of intense killer intent. Kai. Naruto shrugs. Good to know our work wasn't in vain then. The traitor is punished and Orochimaru is denied the Sharingan permanently. Danzo smiles. While I lament the loss of such a useful tool, I am more upset about losing such a perfect shinobi. Naruto tilts his head and looks at Tsunade. The council. More specifically, the civilian council went over my head to fire daimyo to have you exiled. Naruto does something nobody expected and something that makes Tsunade freeze in fear. He smiles. A gangly man smirks in satisfaction. Lady Tsunade, I think you broke him. I don't think he understands. Tsunade shakes her head. I think he understands perfectly. Better than you do if I am right. Naruto chuckles. Lady Tsunade is correct. You see this as getting revenge. Getting rid of the demon. A punishment. I hate one thing only. Betrayal. My life has been full of it. People acting like friends only to sell me out or hurt me. Lord Third was my friend, then I found out his secret. The Ichirokas were my friends, but then on my 10th birthday, they sold me out to a mob to save their failing business. They both had good reasons, and I forgave them, but I no longer trusted them. Only Lady Tsunade has any real trust for me. Lady Tsunade, am I correct in my assumption that with my banishment comes the conditions that my citizenship to Konoha is revoked, along with my shinobi status? Including all laws regarding my status and heritage. Tsunade smiles slightly and nods. Then your latest betrayal has only hurt yourselves. The stoic wide-eyed man frowns slightly. What do you mean, Naruto? First, a history lesson. Before there was chakra, people were at constant war. Only one rule was adhered to by all. Nobody was to eat the fruit of the Shinju. But in order to make peace, Kagaya Otsutsuki did just that and was the first to gain chakra. She used it to lead the people to peace. The Shinju accepted this as a just cause and allowed it. Soon she had two sons. Hagoromo and Homura. They also had chakra. However, soon Kagura became paranoid. She thought the people would steal her power. She waged war. In an effort to stop her, the Shinju fought her, but she absorbed it and became the 10-tailed Juubi. Her son, seeing her madness, sealed her within Hagoromo. He became what we now know as the Sage of Six Paths and later traveled the world teaching his ways, which would later become Ninshu, then Ninjutsu. Finally, he had two sons. Asura and Indra. On his deathbed he named Asura his heir. Indra, believing himself superior, waged war on his brother. That war continued through generations with their descendants. Senju and Uchiha. However, before he died, Hagoromo used his power to divide the power of the 10 tails into 9 beasts with their own minds. The body of his mother remained a monstrous husk which he sealed within a celestial body of his own creation. The moon. It is there to this day unless somebody manages to break the seal. Throughout the ages, the tailed beasts have been sealed into people many times. And each time a small portion has been left behind. It has been assumed it is reabsorbed by the relevant later, but no. The strongest gets it. The 9 tails. In previous Jinchuriki it was sealed using a simple seal which would simply keep it imprisoned. However, when it was sealed 15 years ago, the 4th used a Reaper Death seal to seal half of its mind and power within itself, and an 8 trigram seal to seal the rest in me. With only half its mind, and with the control of the masked man wearing off, Shinju's mind was able to surface. Since that time, it has been absorbing several kinds of chakra through the seal to reconstitute itself. I am not the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed demon fox, but rather the god tree Shinju. That is my first secret. The second is my heritage. My parents' names were Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. The pink-haired woman shrieks. Lies, you are a demon taking the form of the 4th Hokage. Naruto nods. That's the lie you tell yourselves to justify your abuse, but consider. You revere the 4th for his sealing, correct? The counselors nod. And yet you have no faith or knowledge of his sealing skills if you believe he failed to seal the demon correctly when you were told by the 3rd exactly what his intentions were and what happened. I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Son of the Yellow Flash and Red Hot Blood Habanero. Tsunade nods. It's true. Jiraiya is his godfather and I his godmother. I also have the documentation to prove it. Naruto nods. Now for the kick. Before their deaths, my father owned the controlling interest in approximately 70% of the weapons businesses in Konoha, and every last seal you use here is either designed or derived from a seal my parents owned the rights to. As their only heir, those rights now fall to me. As my citizenship has been revoked, they no longer are allowed to function within Konoha. As my shinobi status has been revoked, I can leave Konoha and go anywhere, and you cannot label me a missing nin. At this time, every member of the council pales. They have just put Konoha in an economic recession, and there is nothing they can do about it. Oh, by the way, Lord Hiashi. You are aware your eldest daughter has feelings for me, correct? Hiashi nods. I have encouraged it. It seems her feelings for you have inspired her to become stronger. All to gain the courage to confess to you. Though I was not aware you knew. Naruto nods. I do not feel the same, though I appreciate her kindness all the same. As such, I wish to give her one of her dreams. The caged bird seal was designed by Uzumaki Seal Masters and given to the Hyuga upon the understanding it is not changed or abused. It seems the Hyuga clan disregarded that agreement. As the last heir of the Uzumaki royal line, I hereby revoke the Hyuga's rights to that seal and take it back. When you return home after this meeting, you will find every seal on every branch member gone. Hiashi sheds a tear and smiles in gratitude. Thank you. I have hated that seal all my life but could never do anything about it. Naruto nods. I do not trust the Hyuga as a whole, but you and your family will always be welcome in any home I make as long as you retain my trust. Hiashi rises to his feet and bows before returning to his seat. Now I believe the standard practice is 1 week from the time of notification to leave. I have much to do before I can go. Businesses to close and my father's home to pack. Naruto turns to leave, replacing his cold demeanor until he is surrounded by Anbu with blank masks. I'm afraid I cannot allow that, boy. For the good of Konoha, I cannot let you leave alive. You are a threat. Tsunade screams at Danzo. Danzo, you snake, how dare you, it's alright Lady Tsunade. Naruto turns to look at Danzo. It seems you were not paying attention to my story or you would not have wasted time or resources. Danzo narrows his eyes. What do you mean? The Shinju is the origin of chakra. All chakra. That means all things related to it. Including Kekkei Genkai. What is the most famous and powerful Kekkei to come from Konoha? I'll give you a clue. The only known user has a relative in this room. A lazy-looking man smiles a little knowing the answer. Such a drag. You mean wood style, don't you? Naruto nods. As expected of Nara. Yes. Now do you really think your roots are up to the challenge of fighting somebody with wood style? Naruto shakes his head. Let me answer for you. Suddenly wooden spikes erupt from all sides of Naruto's body, skewering the root Anbu, killing them instantly. Naruto then feels a tingling in the back of his skull. Oh, using Shisui Uchiha's eye to cast Kodomatsukami on me? You don't learn, Danzo. I said all chakra-based skills belong to the Shinju. Lady Tsunade, if you would please ask your Anbu to look under those bandages. Tsunade nods and orders Anbu to take hold of Danzo. The council is disgusted by what they find. A Sharingan in his hidden eye and 10 more in his right arm, which is white as the root of a tree. 11 Sharingan. Unless you are Uchiha, that should kill you unless the eyes on his arm are sealed by that manacle. And I sense wood-style chakra in that arm. Orochimaru's work. Infusing the cells of the first. Genius, but disgusting. Where did you get the eyes? Oh, of course, the Uchiha massacre. That must mean you planned for it, which meant you knew it was going to happen ahead of time. Shisui's eye was probably taken personally, as I doubt the man would have let anybody weaker than him take it before destroying it. The other is probably with Itachi. Well then, I guess that means the massacre was sanctioned, so Itachi is innocent. I guess Konoha gets an Uchiha after all if you can find him and convince him to come back. Though with what you did to his brother, I doubt it. Naruto turns to leave. See ya. 3 days later, Naruto has had clones running around closing up businesses he now owns, except a very small few who were fair to him, which he sold for a fair price to those who ran them. Naruto is found sitting on top of the head of the fourth, watching the village who betrayed him. Something you all want. Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Tenten, Niji, Kiba, Lee, Shikamaru, and Chaoji, Anko, Kurenai, Hana, Yugao, and 3 Anbu stand behind him. Yugao steps forward. Is it true? You've been banished. Your heritage and you pulling more than half of Konoha's funds. Naruto nods. Besides a few who were always fair to me. I sold those to their proprietors for a fair sum. Tenten nods. Thanks for that. Dad says sorry he couldn't help more, but that stupid law. Naruto nods. Appreciated. And I want to say thank you to you. Naruto nods. I will never forget a chakra signature. Though at the time I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't know until recently. Sakura cries. Why did they do this? Fear of Sakura. They let fear get in the way of reason, and my defeat of Sasuke was the final straw. They did what they had to in order to get rid of me. The daimyo is aware of my parents, but they lied to him and labeled me a demon. He didn't want an execution just in case, but an exile was easy enough. It's also why I am only exiled from Konoha and not all of the Fire Country. Amusing to think his court thinks him nothing but a vapid man, but I would bet he was aware of everything from the start and saw this as a way to free me. He was a good friend to Dad after all. Hinata smiles. Why, you knew of my feelings, didn't you? Naruto nods. I don't feel the same way. Hinata makes no mistake. Naruto turns back to look her in the eye. But you are one of the few people I would consider a friend. Somebody I trust. That's why I did what I did. Niji bows. Thank you. Naruto nods. Protect your family, Niji, and I will consider it even between us. Niji nods. Ino smiles. Where will you go? Naruto ponders a moment. I considered joining another village. Maybe considering how they treat their Jinchuriki, but no. It would be stepping into the same situation again. No, I think I will travel a while and train. Then go to Izushio and rebuild there. See if I can find some of my scattered clan. Ino smiles and looks back at her friends who nod to her. When you settle in Izushio, would you welcome us and our clans? Naruto whips his head around in shock so fast it's a blur, and the look on his face is priceless. I'm sorry, I must have misheard. Could you repeat that? Ino giggles. Glad to know you're still human under that cold shell. Truth is, with the exception of the more stubborn members of the Hyuga, most of our clans have been quite upset with your treatment over the years, though we only found that out yesterday. We also hate what this village did to you, and we are preparing to leave it. We would like to join you. Naruto looks down. 6 people. That was what I was prepared for. 6 people offered to resign and abandon the clan and village for me. I would have said no. But this. I have no idea how to take this. And in a tiger mask steps forward. Some of the Anbu feel the same. Lady Hokage has given us free rein to leave with you to aid in your training, and if we wish to stay with you after permanently. We know of a few Anbu who have hurt you in the past, of course, and this has hurt your trust in us, but now you have our respect. A mouse-masked Anbu giggles. After all, what other genin could prank Anbu headquarters and not be caught? Naruto smiles a moment at that. I hold no mistrust for Anbu as an organization. The masks of those who hurt me are memorized, and I know each of you have their own. I do not trust you, but only because I do not know you. You are welcome to join me. As for the clans, Naruto sighs and shakes his head. I don't know. Tell you what. Let me train for 5 years, then when I see the state of Yuzu I will send word on if I will allow it. Anko grins and hugs Naruto from behind. Naruto remains cold, causing her to pout. Do you mind if I join you in your training? Naruto turns his head. Their eyes and lips only an inch apart caused her to shiver in anticipation. Why? And when he abandoned the village, he gave me his seal and left me for dead. The village treats me much the same as you when they dare. I hide my pain behind a mask much like you used to. Truth is, it wouldn't take much for that mask to break, and then either my mind breaks with it or I kill myself. Either way I would hurt the few friends I have. If I go with you, I can be myself with somebody who understands. I could become stronger without fear and help you to do so. And your friends? Won't they feel betrayed? Kurenai smiles. Not at all, Naruto. Hana, Yugao, and I wish to join you as well. We are Anko's only close friends. We also have much we can teach you. Naruto looks back into Anko's eyes and sees the honesty there. He smiles, causing her to blush. Hinata speaks highly of you, Kurenai. I trust you. Hana is well known as the most loyal of the Inuzuka, and so has my trust. Yugao already has it. And yes, Anko, I understand and trust you. Of course, I have no objections to your joining me, but I do have a question. Of you only Kurenai has a genin team. Until I settle, if you come with me you won't be able to help them. What will be done about that? Sakura grins. Lady Tsunade is taking me as her apprentice. So Kakashi-sensei is without a team and can take them. Naruto nods, but frowns. Have you informed Lady Tsunade of exactly how little he taught us? Sakura nods. She said it was on orders from the civilian council, but she will be correcting that mistake and having him monitored so he trains them properly. Naruto smiles. Good to know something good came from all this for the Leaf. I may not like the people, but this was my home and my family's home. Sakura nods. In that case, Kurenai, I have no objections. Pack well as we leave in 4 days. Kurenai nods. Shikamaru steps up. It's a drag, but instead of letting us know in 5 years, what if you went to Wave first then to Yuzu? Naruto looks at Shikamaru, thinking about what he said. You mean ask the people of Wave to help rebuild it and invite the clans to establish an economy and work for a newly rebuilt Yuzu? Shika nods. It would let things move faster and would leave you free to do as you need while proving loyalty to those who make it all possible. Naruto ponders as the sun sets. Not a bad plan. Could work. It would also mean I could send any Uzumaki I find there right away instead of either having them tag along or wait in hiding. Shikamaru nods. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah. Those who know Shika all and I'm fall. Naruto nods. Okay, give me a couple weeks to see if it's possible and I'll start negotiations with Wave. If it all works out between them, me, and the clans, I will send for you all. Shikamaru smiles. Enko frowns. I understand Tsunade is Hokage and can't come, but what about the old perv? Isn't he like your godfather? Naruto nods. If you could call him that. Legally he is, but given his neglect and his failure to train me instead of controlling his urges, he does not have my trust, which leaves him 2 options. Stay as a Konoha ninja or leave Konoha. Given how he is the Leaf spy master and has not trained a successor, he is essential to the Leaf. They won't allow his retirement, so if he leaves, he will be labeled a missing nin. Of course, I wouldn't put it past him to drop off the map with no word or just live on Mount Mayaboku with the toads, as nobody could get to him there but me. But then he would have to give up on peeping or risk being caught. Sakura frowns. You seem like you have a lot of this planned out and have accounted for nearly everything. Shadow clones are a wonderful tool. I can't get into a library for the same reason I can't go shopping, but a shadow clone under transformation can. Anything my clones learn I do when they pop. I learned that just before we went to Wave, and since we got back, I had them learning everything they could from politics to village policies and laws. Not to mention I have a primordial god in my mind more than willing to share experiences. Chaoji and Kiba frown. That's what that chakra on our mission was, wasn't it? Shika, Niji, you know. Both nod and Shikamaru groans. I don't know about Niji and I didn't know about Shinju, but I figured out about the 9 tails being sealed and I suspected the 4th being Naruto's dad. Niji nods. I suspected something along those lines, but couldn't confirm anything. That's what you meant about understanding the burden of a seal you bore your whole life. Naruto nods. No, why would the Shinju share its knowledge with you so freely? Naruto turns his head. Have you been informed of the story I told? About the origin of chakra? Hinata nods. When the Juubi was split, each part gained sentience and personality. They were meant to be guides for humanity, but they each grew slowly fed up with us for various reasons and eventually grew to embody one of the most prominent emotions we display. For the 9 tails more than the other, that emotion was rage. Though mostly peaceful when Madara summoned him and controlled him to fight Hashirama, it was the last straw. Had Mito Uzumaki not sealed him in herself that day, he would have gone on a rampage then. When the time came, his seal was transferred to my mother. However, it weakens during childbirth and a man ripped him out of her and once more controlled him with the Sharingan. You all know that day. What you don't know is that unlike the Baiju, the Shinju is not a being of pure chakra. It had a physical body which was sealed along with the Juubi. I am in possession of only his chakra and his mind. So, if I die, he is released, but without a body he dies too. So, it is in his interest to train me. That said, it is also to his benefit. He doesn't understand humans, so by staying with me he learns more about us. I will tell you more about it all in 5 years if I see you then though. Hinata nods. By the way, Hinata, it might interest you to know that the Otsutsuki family were the progenitors of all with one exception. The Shinju has its own Dijutsu, but the Sharingan, Rinnegan, and Byakugan all came from Kagaya originally. So that explains the rivalry between the Uchiha and Hyuga. It also means the Hyuga, Uchiha, Senju, and Uzumaki all share common ancestry. You and I are a distant family. Niji and Hinata's eyes widen at the implication. Just thought you might find the fact interesting. Fascinating. Hinata nods. Anyway, I have a lot to do. I will see you all in 4 days. Naruto heads towards the Namikaze mansion. He has packing to do and training in his father's techniques as well. Arriving at the mansion, Naruto widens his eyes slightly. Well. Nice place you had, Dad. There is a place around this place. If you didn't know it was here, you could not find it without perfect control of your Dijutsu. A feat only Madara and Hagoromo have accomplished to my knowledge. Naruto mentally nods. Well, better get started. Naruto created 100 shadow clones. Explore the place. Find everything you can of interest. Be careful of seals. Note anything you find for me. I need some sleep. Got it, boss. The clones get to work, leaving Naruto to head to the master bedroom. The master bedroom. A perfect mix of sea green and dark orange with some blood red mixed in. A king-size bed which looked soft as a cloud and was handmade. In fact, something Naruto noticed was that nearly everything in the house was handmade. The closet held copies of Minato's famous Hokage outfit along with several smaller copies which made Naruto think they were made for him, which made him frown. I can live with an outfit honoring my father, but I will not be a carbon copy. There was also a number of women's clothes on the other side. Some rather classy dresses and some battle kimonos along with a couple of outfits which looked like something a housewife would wear. Naruto noticed something strange though. A distinct lack of shoes. It seems his mother did not participate in the common women's obsession of shoe shopping. Naruto smiled. Seems mom was in no way a common lady. On the bed were 2 scrolls which he somehow missed. One is blood red with the Uzumaki swirl and the other sea green with the Namikaze crest. He opens the Namikaze scroll and finds it is a letter from his father. Dear Naruto, if you are reading this, I am dead. If you haven't guessed or been told, my name is Minato Namikaze and I am your father. I am afraid there was not much time to prepare for this as I am about to fight the Kyuubi. For what it's worth, I am sorry for having to do what I now must. I hope your life has been all I hoped and that you have been treated as a hero. Kushina, your mother, says I am naive and am condemning you, and she may be right. I just hope she is wrong. If I am wrong though, all is not lost. Within this house you will find all the jutsu, knowledge, weapons, and wisdom we could find from both Uzumaki and Namikaze clans. All we had is now yours to do with as you wish. That includes my own fortune, which now should be substantial. Could probably ruin the leaf if you left with it, but if you feel the need to do so, then the leaf I loved is gone anyway. No matter what, I only hope you find your happiness and live well and long. No, we are both proud no matter what you do. Goodbye, my son. Minato Namikaze. 4th Hokage and yellow flash of the leaf. Naruto lets the letter drop. Dad. Obviously, he loved me, but for some reason I felt nothing for him. Understandable. You feel hatred for what he did to you, and leaving you alone causes all your pain, but it is offset by the love you feel for him. This can either cause the scales to tip one way or another for most people, but you accept a calmer and colder attitude, so the emotions create more of a void of emotion. Apathy. An emotion for when you feel nothing. I hope you don't fall into the same trap most gods do, Naruto. Even feeling nothing, but rage is better than feeling nothing for anything. Naruto nods. If that ever happens, I promise I will begin looking for a worthy successor because I know on that day, I will have failed. You have been a true friend, Shinju, and for you I will try to open my heart and mind to others, even if it brings me pain. But it will take time. Just remember there are those who love you. Even if you live forever, as long as you don't cut yourself off, there always will be. Naruto smiles. You say you know little about humans and emotions, but it seems to me you know more than I do. Naruto takes up his mother's scroll, as he now knows it is. Naruto, my dear son, do you know who I am? I wonder. My name is Kushina Uzumaki, and I am your mother. If all has gone as expected, then you are the container of the 9 tails, as I was. For this we are sorry. Your father hopes that the villagers treated you as a hero, but I have my doubts. People fear what they do not know, and nothing is as unknown as a demon or the sealing arts. Regardless, I hope you live your life filled with love. For people like us, love is most important. Without it we are alone in despair, and that leads to pain and devastation. Remember, no matter what, your parents love you, and we are proud. I am sure your father told you what is in this house, but I left some other special things as well. You will find them in the library and armory. In the event something happens and Konoha is no longer an option, I also rigged the house with seals, which would pack it all up in a large sealing scroll. The array is by the front door and is key to Uzumaki blood. Your godfather believes peace in this world is possible and may try to use you to accomplish it as a so-called child of prophecy. Don't let that pervert talk you into anything you don't want. Live life how you want. As all true Uzumaki do. We are as uncontrollable as the tide. A wild as the whirlpool. The maelstrom for which we are named. And remember, when you finally do arrive in the afterlife, I want to hear about all my many grandchildren. Hahaha, but not too soon or else. Love you, my beautiful son. Kushina Uzumaki. Red Death. Princess of Whirlpool. And red hot-blooded habanero of the leaf. Naruto drops the letter with tears in his eyes and a sad smile on his face. Then thinks of his mother's last line and blushes before passing out. In the afterlife, wild laughter can be heard far and wide. All across Konoha a number of girls begin to blush and giggle, though nobody knows why. 3 days until banishment. Naruto wakes to a clone shaking him. We've catalogued everything we could. It's in the scroll on the living room table. Naruto nods. Well, at least no packing is needed. Thanks, you can all dispel now. The clone pops and Naruto groans. Damn it. So many seals in this place, and only a few of them I know of. Mostly blood seals and the packing array. Well, at least it gives me time to look at my parents' library and armory. Naruto frowns thinking of the wardrobe. But before that, I think I need a change in wardrobe. I really have taken the orange a bit too far. But this in mind, he heads into the market district and is suddenly hit with the memories of one of his clones having trouble with a shopkeeper refusing to cooperate and changes course. 5 minutes later, he arrives at a small but well-maintained weapon shop. Stepping inside, he is greeted. Welcome to the Black Dragon Weapon M. The store owner glares at him. I told your clone, and I'll tell you. I ain't closing up. I don't care if you own 100% of it, I don't deal with demons. Firstly, I only own about 60%. Controlling interest, yes, but just barely. Secondly, I am aware of your policy, and it is exactly why I was trying to get you to close. Thirdly, I am not a demon. I am a Jinchuriki. The definition of which is one who has a demon sealed within them. I am the jailer, not the demon itself. I also have some suspicions about your motivations. The man narrows his eyes. What do you mean? I mean that, as much as you always refused to sell to me, you were never rude, abusive or otherwise disrespectful. The fact you are now being this belligerent and not even attempting to convince me to negotiate makes me think this is not your idea and you are either being pressured or coerced in some way to hinder me. Mostly likely by the village council. The man looks decidedly nervous now. Why would the council do that? I would think they would want you gone. Not stop you from leaving. Naruto nods. And that was their plan at first. Until my heritage comes out and in fact, I can ruin this village's economy. Now I suspect they tried to hinder me, either to keep me here, stop me from taking what's mine, or to find means to keep me from leaving on time, so they have an excuse to execute me. Honestly, as much as they tried to keep me stupid, once I started to learn I realized how easy to predict they really are. Naruto looks at the storekeeper with his cold eyes for a moment while he sweats. I'll make you a deal. Some of the storekeepers I dealt with fairly over the years have allowed me to keep their businesses by buying me out at a reduced cost. Tell me exactly why you are being difficult and I will give you the same offer, and if you are in some kind of trouble, I will do my best to help. The man relaxes a bit but still stays nervous. How much are we talking here? Naruto nods, having expected that. Well, I own 60% of your business. My calculations to buy me out would cost you about 8 million ryo. I would let you go for say 2.7 million. About a week sales for you if I am right. Then you would outright own this place. On top of that, because you do, and the village is not managing my shares due to my inheritance not yet being mine, the council would no longer have a say in how you do business. Well beyond standard practice and fair price range anyway. The man's eyes widened. That would let me hire more help and allow me to widen my range of wares with less red tape. But the council said, if I didn't hold you off for the week they would close me down and revoke my license. My family would also be brought up on charges for debts they trumped up. Naruto nods. Like I said, predictable. Easy enough to fix though. Since the council no longer controls my interests by proxy, they no longer have a say in your business beyond the bare minimum. That's my right now. So, unless your store is implicated in a crime and proof is provided, they can't close you down. As to licensing, it's a bluff since that's handled by the Hokage. As for your family, give me the name or names of the council members who made this threat and I will fix it. The man nods and looks at Naruto in gratitude before writing down 2 names and handing it to Naruto. I'll have your money and the papers to sign in 2 days before you have to leave. Naruto nods and turns to leave but pauses at the door and creases his eyebrows. Tell me something. Putting this whole demon thing aside, what do you think of me? The man raises his eyebrows before thinking carefully. Truthfully, you seem smart, kind, and reasonable, but you also come across as cold, apathetic. It's intimidating. I see. You might notice I wasn't always like that. My attitude became cold because I wanted to distance myself. To stop all the pain. It seems that did little to stop people fearing me though, thank you. Naruto walks out, leaving the man feeling guilty. He whispers to himself. This village doesn't deserve you and I don't deserve your forgiveness or kindness. Hope you do well, kid. Naruto creates a shadow clone and hands it the note. Take it to Lady Tsunade. Tell her about this and make sure it's handled. The clone nods and runs towards the tower. Naruto heads to a shinobi tailor he knows will help him with his clothing problem. The iron kimono. Ah, Naruto. Thanks again for letting me buy you out. That debt to your father was always troubling me. What can I do for you? Hello, Feudo. It's fine. Yugao told me a while ago if I ever needed new clothes you would not discriminate like many others, so I figured dealing with you fairly was only right. Feudo nods. Your parents were my best customers and my closest friends. How could I not treat their son right? Only wish that damn law didn't prevent me from approaching you for that reason. Naruto gives her a small smile. Until now I doubt it would have helped with my obsession with orange. Feudo smirks. And yet you still manage such feats of stealth wearing it. That said, I'm sure I could have found something for you. Kami knows your mother also loved orange. Red too, but I think that was a clan thing. Naruto folds his arms. Yeah, I saw the bedroom. Anyway, as it turns out I am here for a wardrobe change before I leave the leaf. Oh, anything in mind? I want to honor my parents, but not be a carbon copy. Seems my dad had a number of smaller versions of his outfit made for me, but it doesn't quite fit my style. Yeah, as much as you look like him, he never understood the clothes don't always suit you, even if a person looks nearly exactly the same. Your shoulders are broader than his, for example. Your face is slightly more angular like your mother's once she lost the baby fat. Your hand slimmer too. Much like your mother. I guess you always had trouble with kunai and shuriken throwing. Yeah. Besides the written tests, it was not my best activity at the academy. Your mother was the same. I suggest more wrist flick, a looser grip, and more power. The academy teachers seem more suited for boys with big hands and more muscle. Thanks. Anyway, let's get you outfitted. 1 hour later, Naruto walked out in a new outfit. Chainmail shirt down to his wrists colored black. Deep red colored armored vest. A black coat with orange flames around the bottom similar to his father's, but sleeveless and with a 10-tailed wolf on the back in white and storage seals in the pockets and inside. Black pants with red spiked shin guards. Blue shinobi sandals. Black fingerless gloves with metal plates on the back. And finished with a burned orange sash for his waist. A lot of women were drooling and men staring on his way back to the mansion. Halfway home he sighs. Seems the council worked over a few more people on this. Naruto changed direction to the Hokage Tower. As he walked in, he heard shouting from Tsunade's office and decided to wait. You can't allow him to do this, Tsunade. He'll ruin the leaf. As is his right, Drake. Legally there is nothing I could do to stop him anyway. Besides, after all you people did to him, I think it's fitting he does this personally. Naruto smiles and walks in. You also might notice a pattern if you look closely at which shops I was forced to buy out and ruin and which ones I was fair to if you looked at their business practices. Every single one closed down or in debt is one which refused me service or sold me shoddy goods at exorbitant prices. I also have received word today that the council is interfering in my business. I don't care why, but it stops now. That said, I am sympathetic to your reasoning and I admit my thinking has been a little petty. So, I'll tell you what. I name Lady Tsunade, or when it is not possible, Shizune, as my proxy. I will notify all businesses I have stock in of their debts to me and leave the list here with a Hokage. Instead of going into debt or out of business, those who owe me can pay off their debt in installments of 10% per month. With a small amount of leeway. Within 12 months all debts should be paid and everybody stays open. I will also send messenger toads every so often to deliver paperwork. No undue damage done. Everybody is happy. The man eyes Naruto with a twitching eyebrow. I don't like it, but it is reasonable at least. And doesn't ruin the leaf. I apologize. I let my temper run me and didn't consider the leaf as a whole. I don't want to ruin the village my father sacrificed himself for after all. Drake nods. Very well. I withdrew my complaint to Lady Hokage. Tsunade nods with a smile and Drake leaves. That was well handled, Naruto, but you don't expect me to believe with all you proved in the council chambers that you didn't think of this ahead of time. Naruto smirks. Well, as much as it's true I don't want to ruin the leaf, it's not because of Dad, but rather because I don't care. That said, it wouldn't be right to let everything go without somebody paying the price. All the worst ones are out of business or so far in debt they will take years to recover and nothing will change that. A couple managed to negotiate. Putting their personal opinions of me aside, so I gave them an out. And those who have helped me or remained neutral got full ownership at a big discount. After all, just because I distance myself emotionally doesn't give me the right to screw over good people. Tsunade chuckles. Glad to see you aren't frozen over yet, Naruto. Naruto frowns a bit. Shinju urges me not to. He says he wants me to open my heart to others at least a little. Mom left a letter saying much the same. Tsunade nods. Now what's this I hear about half the clans leaving the leaf? I didn't expect you to hear about that for a couple years yet, or at least until plans were finalized. Nothing is definite yet anyway. That said, if it happens it won't be all at once. Like I said, I don't want to ruin the leaf. It's just that the clans involved feel the council has gone too far in what they did to me. And to you. Besides, I will ensure the clan heads know that those who do not wish to leave will be allowed to stay. Tsunade nods. Thankfully Danzo is out of the way so he can't make trouble on this. The old crones will once they find out though. Naruto waves a hand in dismissal. Let them. Nothing they can do about it. When the clans joined Konoha they did it on the promise that they could leave peacefully, as a whole at any time, and for any reason. I expect the biggest problems from the Hyuga, Nara, the Aburame, and the Akimichi clans, to be honest. Why? I mean, the Hyuga I get because of their council and the views of the main house, but the Nara, Aburame, and Akimichi. Akimichi because they own most of the biggest restaurants and eateries in town. Aburame because of their bug colonies. It will take time to acclimate them to new environments. And the Nara because of their deer. It's not easy to transport them over large distances and will take time and planning. Tsunade folds her arms on her desk. You've given this a lot of thought. Naruto shrugs. I had clones taking inventory last night of my dad's house and one or two of the clones got distracted thinking about it. By the way, why Anbu? With Akatsuki after you I wanted to make sure you were protected. Because the Hokage directly controls Anbu without any input from the council, all I had to do was ask for volunteers. I figured this way you would be protected and could get some extra training in various arts. The others all came to me and asked to join once they heard from Yugao. The council had no objection to the others. Tsunade smirks. Kid, they are the ice queens of Konoha. Even if the council objected, they know they could make their lives hell in one way or another. Everybody knows. Never piss off the ice queens. Naruto smiles. Shinju seems happy. I've been smiling more recently than I have in years. Can't really help it though. This whole chain of events just seems like so much fun. Whoever thought politics could be so amusing? Ha-sensei would be laughing his ass off. That said, you don't have to deal with the complaints and paperwork. Naruto shrugs. You never considered using shadow clones. Tsunade frowns before scowling and slamming her face into the desk hard enough to break it, causing Shizune to rush into the room to find Tsunade on the floor, crying in a fetal position, and Naruto rolling around on the floor, laughing his ass off with tears in his eyes. Do I want to know? Naruto looks at Shizune and gathers himself for a moment. I told her the secret to beating paperwork and she broke the desk with her face PFFT. Hahaha. For the next 20 minutes Shizune was rolling on the floor next to Naruto laughing until Sakura walks in to talk to Tsunade just as everybody is settling down. Okay Lady Tsunade. I need to head back to the mansion. I want to get a start on learning my parents' techniques. Tsunade nods. Okay Naruto. By the way, nice outfit. Inspired by your parents. Naruto nods. Along with a few other high-profile ninjas. The Shin Guards were inspired by a man known only as Shredder. A nasty piece of work, but an exceptional ninja. The vest was inspired by a man who was said to be half Nosferatu. Name of Blade. It is said he was the reason they were wiped out. The rest was mom and dad. Tsunade nods and dismisses him. Naruto heads home. Home. A word he hasn't thought of in a long time now. It doesn't fit Konoha anymore. The next 2 days he spent working on his mother's Kenjutsu style with a sword he found in the armory. He didn't want to use his mother's sword just yet as he didn't feel worthy of it. He had a few clones working on his control of the and a few more on chakra control techniques he found in his father's library. He also had a small team of clones working on the basics of sealing. Nothing complicated as he wanted to do the harder stuff himself, but he needed to catch up. He would have had clones recreating the Hiraishin, but he also wanted to do that himself as I felt the need to earn it even if he felt nothing for his father. On the final day Naruto arrives at the village gate with a large scroll on his back and with a large congregation of people. It hits him that these are all people he knows and who care for him to some degree. He feels good knowing he has so many who do. Tsunade steps forward and hugs him. You didn't think even if you were banished that we would let you go without saying goodbye, did you? I suppose not Granny. Tsunade smirks and steps back. The next to step forward are the Ichirikas. I know what we did was wrong, kid. But you know they said they wouldn't hurt you, only scare you. We were almost on the street at that point. Naruto shakes his head. I get it. You may have lost my trust, but I understand. And I forgive you. They may have tortured me, but I wouldn't have even lived to that point if it wasn't for you two anyway. AM hugs him and he returns it. You know I always wanted to ask you out. But I couldn't get past the thought that I bathed you like you were my own child. Naruto actually laughs. To be honest, as much as I thought of you as a sister, I would still have dated you. AM smiles, steps back and wipes away a tear. Kakashi steps forward without his little orange book and a clear frown. I didn't do a good job as a sensei did I? Naruto shakes his head. Kakashi. First impression, you're an ass. But you're still a great ninja. Next time you get a team with less porn, more attention, and actual training, and no favoritism even at the orders of the council. Maybe then you might have a decent team. Also, maybe the Team 7 concept of the dead last, top Kunoichi, and Rookie of the Year should be done away with. Clearly it doesn't work. Kakashi and Tsunade nod. The Konohamaru Corporation steps up. You really have to go boss. You know the law too. Keep training and make sure you keep your precious people safe. Naruto takes a spare copy of the Rasengan scroll and hands it to Tsunade. For when he has enough chakra and control to learn it. Shouldn't take him more than a few months to a year if he applies himself to training. Tsunade widens her eyes. You sure kid? I mean it's a family technique. Naruto looks at Konohamaru. Well he always reminded me of an annoying little brother, so I suppose it fits. Besides Kakashi and Jiraiya both know it. I figure with Ko here aiming for the Hokage that he should have something from a previous Hokage to help him. Konohamaru looks at Tsunade. What is it? It's a full set of instructions for the Rasengan kid. Ko tilts his head in confusion before Naruto makes a Rasengan in his hand. Kakashi smiles. You finally mastered it. Naruto nods. Ko, this was the first original of my father, the fourth Hokage. It's not complete yet, as he always intended to add an element to it. I intend to do so myself, but I won't teach that. You have to try it yourself. It's an air ank which inspired Kakashi to make his own original jutsu, the lightning blade. Kakashi makes his lightning blade for full effect and Konohamaru's eyes widen. It needs a decent degree of chakra control and reserves to learn, but it's worth it. It's also a level because it requires shape manipulation which most ninja don't start learning until then. Kakashi nods. Once you learn shape manipulation you can start creating your own. The Ashi, Hinata and Hanabi all step up. You should know the Hyuga Council is quite pissed with you for taking away the caged bird seal. I wouldn't put it past them to try to have you assassinated. Be careful. Naruto nods. Well if I pissed off some old traditionalist pompous assholes, then I must be doing something right. Hinata and Hanabi giggle. I see why my sister likes you. You're funny. And kinda cute too. Hinata blushes. Hanabi, you know he doesn't feel like that for me. Oh, I know sis, but I was always curious what you saw in him. Naruto gives a small smile. You'll be quite the looker yourself in a couple years Hanabi. Do me a favor though. Never change. Your sister is a strong person, but lacks confidence. You don't seem to have that problem, but don't fall into the trap of arrogance either. She will need that in her life. Hanabi nods, and Hinata smiles. A tall well-muscled man steps forward with Tenten. This is Arashi Higurashi. Your father was my best customer for many years. He gave me my start in this village. I made those fancy kunai for him. It's a shame I couldn't do more for you before, but know this. When you settle down somewhere you send me a word and we are moving there. Tenten nods. Naruto shakes his hand. Do you have any experience in anything but weapons? Well, I do custom jewelry as a hobby as well. Anything else is simple work any smith can do. Why do you have something in mind? Naruto shakes his head. Not yet, but if my plans pan out, I might have work for you in a few weeks. Arashi nods. Inoichi and Ino step forward. The clans agree. This village doesn't deserve us any longer. When you settle in Yuzu we will offer our help. Naruto nods. Thanks, but I have a couple of conditions. A large amount of ninja leaving all at once would cripple the leaf. So, if and when you all join me in Yuzu I want you to do so over the course of several years. Also give any who wish to stay the option to do so without prejudice. That should minimize the impact and keep most people happy. Inoichi nods. Shikaku steps forward. I didn't think of that. Quite a few people are at fault for that comment. But Naruto sees the glint in Shikaku's eyes and knows he is kidding. Diba steps forward. You take care of my sister, man. And sorry for all the crap I gave you at the academy. Naruto shakes his head. Most of it was deserved looking back. As for your sister, you do know for at least a year or two she will be stronger than me, right? Besides, do you really think one of the ice queens of Konoha would let any man be their protector? Tsume grins. You got that right kid. Try anyway though. Tsume winks. Besides, she could use a good man in her life. Naruto blushes and Hana yells. Mom. He's cute, but he's too young for me. Tsume grins wider. So, you admit you thought about it then? Hana takes this turn to blush. Naruto shakes his head. Age is no excuse in a ninja's life. That said, I won't be dating anybody until I get settled in Yuzu at least. Jiraiya steps up. Well brat, there's not much I can help you with from this point on. Make sure you watch your back though. I'm sure Iwa and Kumo at least know of your heritage and banishment by now. They will want to see you either to kill or recruit you sooner or later. Naruto nods. Don't know about Iwa, but I wouldn't be against talking to Kumo. Not going to join another village though. Jiraiya nods. So, after the wave and Yuzu, where do you think you will go? Naruto frowns. Was thinking about Kiri. It's not far past there and I would like to help the rebels there get Kiri back to normal. Besides, I want to see Zabuza's home and fulfill his dream. Jiraiya nods. If you do that, speak to Mate Terumi or so. They are the top leaders in the resistance and the ones I have most contact with. Drop my name and it should get you in. Naruto nods. That's assuming I can find them at their base instead of doing it my own way. Well, if I want to wave tomorrow, we better go now. Sakura grins. Say hi to Tazuna's family for me. Naruto nods and with the 3 Anbu and 4 Kunoichi heads out the gate and sets off in a run towards wave. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.